I do think there's reasons to be anxious about the potential of AI. There are these objects in our homes, computers and mobile phones. We don't really understand them. We don't really understand how they work. And we don't know what they know about us. They seem to know quite a lot about us and we don't know much about them.
.265, take 6.
Angela. My name is Alex Garland, and my background is writing, really, and I see myself as a writer, but I was also directing this film, Ex Machina. It's about a young guy who wins a competition within his company, which is a big tech company.
How long until we get to his estate?
We've been flying over his estate for the past 2 hours.
He wins a competition to spend a week with the CEO in the guy's mountain retreat.
It's good to meet you, Nathan.
It's good to meet you too, Caleb.
When he arrives, he finds out that he's actually there to test Nathan's newest invention, which is a robot that may have artificial intelligence, that may be self-aware. He's there to give her a Turing test to find out if she indeed is conscious. It comes down to, if a machine can convince you that it has consciousness, then it has consciousness.
The CEO is kind of threatening and predatory, and we're not really invited to sympathize with him. But the film is ambiguous about whether he is actually like that, or for the purposes of the test is pretending to be like that, so that this young guy will cast himself as a kind of savior.
Why me?
Caleb, you have to help me.
I'm 44, and my life has broadly kept pace with the development of home computers and video games, really. When I was, I guess, around 12, 13, something like that, I had a home computer. You could make the computer do very simple things. You'd say hello, and it would say hello back, and you'd say, how are you? And it would say, I'm fine, how are you? And so you'd have this strange sense where the computer would suddenly have this slightly electric quality of being sentient. Of course, it's not sentient. You knew it wasn't sentient because you coded it. Still, the feeling it gave you was kind of special. Then in my adult life, I got quite interested in the relationship between AI and consciousness, our consciousness. If Apple suddenly pulled back a curtain and said, look what we've done, and this robot, Ava, stepped out from the shadows, we'd be surprised, but we wouldn't be that surprised. We kind of expect it's going on. So in that respect, automatically it feels like it's 10 minutes in the future as opposed to 100 years in the future.
We're all dreamers to a certain extent. The idea of what we're capable of is an incredible source of excitement and nervousness as well, because I think the past has shown us that often we lose control over the things that we create.
Hello.
Hi.
There is explicitly anxiety about AI. Stephen Hawking recently made a very clear statement stating that. You could draw a parallel with nuclear power. There's reasons to be nervous about nuclear power too, but that doesn't necessarily mean you don't use it. It's not innately bad.
Our conversations are one-sided. You ask circumspect questions and study my responses.
If it's one thing that at least with all the characters of, that I'm taking on is the fact that I can relate to them being human. And that I couldn't do with this part. So in one way I was just left with a blank sheet of, I need to kind of figure out what this Ava is.
It so happens that Alicia's trained as a ballerina, so she has a kind of supernatural control over her physicality.
If I actually just move my arm, like it's me, I can move my arm, but if I do everything in a very precise way, it's something that any girl can do. But it's the awareness of it that has just become a bit too much that makes people question it.
What she does is she does the uncanny valley with her physical behavior, her actions and motions. So there's nothing obviously robotic about the way she moves. In a way, what she does is perfect versions of what we do. Whereas I slouch on this chair and if I was to get up, I'd have to sort of, displace my weight in a particular kind of way. She would rise off this chair with an elegance that I can't do.
Now open your eyes. Are you attracted to me? I hope you are.
The trick that happens in the film is that people don't spend enough time thinking about what's going on in her mind because they're blinded and distracted by some of her other characteristics.
Did you program her to flirt with me?
I programmed her to be heterosexual, just like you were programmed to be heterosexual.
Nobody programmed me to be straight.
You decided to be straight? Please, of course you were programmed. By nature or nurture or both. And to be honest, Caleb, you're starting to annoy me now because this is your insecurity talking. This is not your intellect.
Nathan is quite misanthropic. I don't think he values humanity very much. He knows that sooner or later, one of these robots is going to escape, and it's going to be the end of us, and why shouldn't it be? So there's a little bit of a suicidal aspect to what he's doing, and I think he's okay with that.
I wanted him to be someone who you often thought, you felt, was being unreasonable in what he said and did. And sometimes if you listen carefully to what he's saying, it might not be a comfortable truth, but it may still be a truth. And conversely, the other character, Caleb, often sounds like he's being reasonable, but what he's saying may not stand up to really close inspection.
Caleb, you're wrong.
Wrong about what?
Nathan, you shouldn't trust anything he says.
There's a bunch of games being played in a narrative sense about who you trust, why you trust them, what they're really doing. Everybody's lying to everybody else, all of them.
Caleb, there's something I want to show you.
Can we talk about the lies you've been spinning me?
What lies?
Do you want to be my friend?
Of course. Did you know that Nathan brought me here to test you?
It's very rare that you get to play a character in a film where the action scenes are dialogue scenes. You know, the firework moments are these incredible situations where these people are torturing each other with their brains.
Self-awareness, manipulation, sexuality.
Are you attracted to me?
Now, if that isn't true AI, what is?
The film is definitely not supposed to be a cautionary tale about AIs. The caution is all aimed at the humans, from my point of view. My anxieties are about people, not machines. AIs might be more reasonable about some stuff than we are.
We know what humans are able to do, all the bad things that we've done with technology, but if we actually can make something that has a conscience, why couldn't it be one that is better than ours?
The way she's shot, the music that plays, the film is definitely on the side of Ava, which is interesting.
I was kind of infatuated with the robot, and I can see that when I watch the film. The love story for me is between me and the robot.